Okay.
Wait, not yet.
Not yet.
Let's get our jingle. Welcome to ABC Yoga Mountain Edition. I'm Amy, Bill, and of course we'll see an occasional cat. So we're going to get started this morning. Actually, let's get started in a forward fold. So let's just Let's stand up, please. Let's just shake a little of the energy out from our sleep and take a nice wide stance with your knees or with your legs, your knees over your ankles. Just hinge forward and let's let all of our thoughts pour out of our head. So hands can be rested on the floor. You can come onto your finger pads, maybe find opposite elbows. Let's just allow the body to relax here. Begin to connect with your breath. Shake out that head. And we'll release our hands on the floor and we'll do some finger painting on the floor. So really expanding your space, taking your hands along the floor, opening up the sides bodies, swaying a little bit. Maybe add a little of the finger painting behind you, in front of you. And we'll slowly just allow ourselves to come to a comfortable seated position. So maybe using a brick, you can offset your feet, hands resting on your thighs. Take a big breath in through the nose. And let's just sigh it out. Two more like that. We breathe in. Mouth open, make a little noise, let it go. Let's take one more breath in. Beautiful long exhale. We'll flutter those eyelids open. And let's take the soles of our palms together. Rub your hands back and forth. Create that friction. And we'll take our hands on our heart center. Sip in the breath there. Fill up that heart space. We'll let it go. Again, we'll flutter our eyelids open. Take the soles of your palms together. Add a little friction. Rubbing those hands backwards and forwards. Now taking the heel of your hands on your eye sockets. So sip in the breath here. Let the eyes soften, let go. And we'll flutter our eyelids open again. And let's rest your finger pads to the floor. We'll take that right hand up and over to that left ear and take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Allowing that left side of the neck to soften. Allow that left shoulder to relax. Eyes can be soft or closed. One more breath here. And we'll release the hand to the floor. We'll come to the other side. So big breath in. We'll take that left hand on the right ear and just gently allow that left ear to come towards the left shoulder. Allow that right shoulder to relax. Sip in the breath. We'll let that go. Release the left hand to the floor and we'll just take a twist to the right. And twist in the other direction. One more each side, please. We breathe in, lift and twist. And change direction, other side. Big breath in and twist. Come back to neutral. We'll transition onto our hands and knees. And from here, let's just come onto our knees and take that right foot out to the side into our gate pose. So the outer edge of the foot is rooted. We'll take our hands out in a T position and just allow that left hand to fall to the floor. Maybe use a brick. Right hand up towards the sky. Feel that gorgeous stretch. And we'll take the right hand over the right ear. Lengthening through that right side of the body. That right foot is rooted. On an inhale, we'll take our hands back out into a T position, and we'll just take that right knee in towards the left and just change sides. So find that foundation with the left foot. Outer edge of the foot is rooted. Hands are in that beautiful T position, beautiful. And you'll just fall. That right hand comes right underneath your shoulder. Maybe it's just your finger pads. Maybe the palm towards the floor. That gorgeous stretch on the left side of the body. Now we'll take the left arm up and over. Finding that rainbow shape. One more breath here. Let's let it go. Then inhale, we'll take those hands back up into that T position. Draw that left knee into the right. Right foot out. And we'll take this posture again. So expand, smile those collarbones open. Now that left hand comes directly underneath that left shoulder. Maybe you can bring the hand down this time. The right hand is reaching up towards the sky. Now we'll elevate that right leg. Flex the foot. We'll be exploring this posture later in class. So setting up for opening up the body. And we'll take that right hand over the right ear again. Steady breathing, finding that balance. One more breath here. We let that go. Use that inhale to come back all the way up, those arms in the T position. Nice, now that right knee in, left foot out. Find that foundation, right shin is rooted. And we just allow that hand to fall. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Root through that right shin. Now elevate that left foot, flex the foot. Setting up for our half moon, which we'll do standing later on in class. Now the left hand over the left ear. That gorgeous stretch for 3, 2, and on 1. We ride that breath up, back into that T position. We'll just take that knee, both knees in towards one another, and we'll work our way into our downward dog. So take those feet behind you, lift through those sits bones, and we'll pedal out those feet. Shake out the head. We'll come onto our balls of our feet, spin your knees and heels towards the side of the mat, and we'll drop those hips. Big breath in, we lift. Twist the feet and knees in the opposite direction, and just allow those knees to fall towards the floor. Inhale, twist, we'll take one more each side. We drop those hips, bend those knees. Beautiful, inhale, we lift and twist one more time. We drop those hips and find our way into our downward dog. Pause and breathe here. Shake out that head. We'll keep our hands where they are. Walk your feet about 6, maybe 18 inches closer. So if you can get the heels to the floor, great. Always protecting that lower back and the hamstrings by bending those knees as much as you need to. So we'll just take the right hand outside the left ankle, maybe gaze under the shoulder, root through that left hand, find that breath, relax the jaw. The right hand comes to the floor and take a twist on the other side. So the left hand by the right ankle or heel, head is super heavy. Our breath is steady. 2 more breaths here. Another inhale. We'll let it go. Release the left hand to the floor and just walk those feet up to the heel of your hands. Bring those 2 toes towards one another. Again, a deep bend in the knees. Let that forehead come towards the floor. We'll just take those hands by our heels. Maybe hug those elbows in. Let that head be loose. Just find your balance here. And maybe after a breath or 2, you can begin to straighten those legs. But when you find that resistance, just back up. Breathe in the back body. And we'll slowly unwind the spine. So knees are bent, head is heavy. Take your time. Now we'll reach the arms up overhead. Let's take a slight back bend. And we'll begin to flow. Swan dive forward, take your time. We'll find that halfway lift. Step those feet back into your high plank. Pause for a beat here into our downward dog. Sits bones lift, eyes towards the back of the mat. We'll take that right leg up towards the sky. Bend the right knee, right hip on top of the left, and we'll find those knee circles. So take it in, up, and around. 3 or 4 revolutions in this direction. Hands are rooted, our chest is parallel to the floor, and then we'll change those knee circles. Maybe go a little slower than you usually do, or maybe add a little more speed. We'll extend that right leg, point through the toes, and we'll take the knee to the nose, round that back body. Exhale, we'll extend, push that foot away. 3 more like that. Squeeze the knee to the nose, warming up that core. Exhale, extend. 2 more. We breathe in, we round, push that leg away. Last one, knee to our nose, look straight ahead, and we'll find our crescent lunge. Come all the way up. Eyes straight ahead. Our arms are in line with our ears. Spread the fingers wide, and we'll cactus those hands out to the side. Beautiful. On an inhale, we'll straighten that right leg, hug those elbows in. Nice. Exhale, bend through the knee, open up those elbows. Moving with our breath, we squeeze in, we lengthen, we soften, open on the exhale. 2 more. Sip in that breath. Exhale, we open. 1 more, we breathe in and squeeze. We open, keep the bend in the knee. Now straighten those arms. We'll take the hands outside the front leg, the front foot, and just straighten that right leg. So chin towards that right shin. Notice if the hip is bulged out, you want to level off those hips. Navel in and up towards the spine, just lengthen over that right leg. Let that head be loose. Now take the hands flat on the floor, step the right foot into downward dog. You can pedal out those feet again, shake out that head. And on the next inhalation, please lift the left leg, bend the knee, stack the hips, and we'll find those knee circles. So knee in, out, and around. Hands are rooted. You're straightening through those elbows. Lubricating that hip joint. We'll change direction. Take 1 more revolution here. Finding that breath, extend that left leg. And on the inhalation, we squeeze the knee into the nose. Round that back body, hands press into the earth. Then we kick that foot away. 3 more, moving with our breath. Exhale. 2 more, we breathe in, we round. Exhale, we extend. Last one here, knee to our nose, into our crescent lunge. So come all the way up. Keep those arms in line with your ears, and we'll cactus those hands out to the side. Beautiful. On an inhale, we lengthen that front leg, elbows hug in. Exhale, bend that knee over the ankle. We're breathing, squeezing, opening on the exhale. 2 more. Moving with our breath. Shoulders relax. Last one here, we squeeze in. Open up those elbows into our cactus position. Nice, we'll straighten those arms. Then take them, the hands outside the front foot as we lengthen through that left leg. So I'm on the ball of the back leg here. You can always shorten the stance, maybe bring the heel to the floor, but try to level off those hips, chin towards that left shin, firing up that hamstring. Again, you can bend that left knee as much as you need to. We've got 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Finish that exhalation and just step that left foot back into our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. First vinyasa, so inhale the high plank. I'm going to drop my knees to the earth, toes tuck under, use your body weight to bring the chest all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes, we'll find our baby cobra here. Lift from the back of the heart, forehead to the floor. Now take your hands outside the mat on your finger pads, rooting through the hands, rooting through the top of the feet. Find another baby cobra. Maybe you find a little more lift. Beautiful. Forehead down, hands in line with our chest. Let's tuck our toes under, press through high plank. Core is engaged, downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. On an exhale, take that right knee to the right elbow. Pause here and extend. We'll crisscross that knee to the left elbow. Find that pause and extend. Now our knee to our nose. Look between your hands into that high lunge, that crescent lunge. Come all the way up. That right knee tracks over the ankle. So we'll pitch our heart forward into that lightning posture. Engage that core. Look straight ahead, back of the neck is lengthening. Tuck the tail and inhale, we'll rise. Beautiful. 3 more like that. Navel is engaged. You're reaching, extending like you're reaching for a ball in front of you. Now tuck the tail, engage that core, breathe in. Beautiful. 2 more. Finding that length through the spine. Tail tucks, we lift. 1 more. Finding that breath, finding your balance. Right foot is rooted. You're engaging that core. We'll come all the way up. Keep the lower body where it is, and we'll just twist to the right. So that nice tall spine, scissor action with the feet. On an inhale, let's take our hands back up to center. We'll open up into warrior 2. Beautiful. Open up the collarbones, settle into those hips. 1 more breath here. Vinyasa. Hands to the floor, that right leg back. High plank, option to drop the knees to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg extends. We take the knee outside that left elbow and pause and extend. We'll crisscross that knee to the right elbow. Pause for just a beat. Find that balance and extend. Now our knee to our nose. Step it forward into that high lunge. Offsetting the feet. Track that left knee over the left ankle. Find that balance, extend those arms a little higher. So finding our breath here, we'll extend. Reach forward. Now tail tucks under and we lift. 3 more like that. From stability, we extend. Reach those fingers forward, lines of energy out through the fingertips. Tail tucks under and we lift. 2 more. You have your balance. Navel is engaged. You're extending. Feeling that gorgeous stretch. Can you reach a little further? We rise. Last one here. Finding that breath. Extending. Engaging that core. We're reaching. Tail tucks under. We lift. From here, we'll just twist open towards the left side. Find that beautiful tall spine. Finding that breath. Extend those arms up overhead into our warrior two. So settle into those hips. Find that breath. Your vinyasa. Nice hands to the floor. Left leg back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Finding that stillness. We shake out that head. And please take one more breath here. Let it go. And on an inhale, that right leg lifts up towards the sky. Giant step forward into our warrior two. Circle the arms up and over. So settling into those hips. Opening up those collarbones. We'll straighten that right leg into our triangle. Right hand reaches. Find the ankle or the brick. Left hand up towards the sky. So we were in this similar posture this morning at the beginning of class. Now we'll take that left hand on left hip into our half moon. So that right knee softens. Right hand to the brick of the floor as you elevate that left leg up towards the sky. So gazing towards the floor. Maybe extend that left hand. Gazing up towards that upper thumb. Find that breath. Imagine a string is lifting that left leg a little higher. One more breath here. On an exhale, we'll lower that left hand to the floor. Close the left toes to the floor, level off those hips. Stay here, or we find that twisting half moon. So you can find that hand on your hip. Maybe extend that right hand up towards the sky. Soften that knee, protect the lower back. One more breath here, we're twisting. On the exhale, release the right hand to the floor, finding our version of our standing split. So our chin towards that shin. Soften that right knee slightly. Walk the hands towards the ankle. And we'll come into our Shiva squat. So we'll take that left knee under the right knee, round that back body, then push that leg away. 3 more. Moving with our breath, we squeeze in and we extend. Last 2, breathing and lengthening. Last one, that left knee behind the right. Just keep that left knee tracking down the calf of that back leg till we sit down onto our sits bones. So that right foot is over the left knee. Sits bones are rooted. Extend that left hand up towards the sky. Elbow outside the knee as we twist. Finding that breath. And we twist. 2 more, expand those fingers on the left hand. Twist over the right shoulder. We take 1 more breath in. And we twist. Find a counter twist in the opposite direction. Nice, and we'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Pedal out those feet. On an inhale, the left leg lifts. We step it forward into warrior 2. Arms swing up and around, dropping into those hips. Now we lengthen through that left leg, setting up into our triangle. Left hand towards the left ankle or floor, right hand up towards the sky. So taking that right hand on our right hip, look straight ahead into our half moon. So a slight bend in that left knee, push off the back leg, lifting that right leg, about the height of the hips, we flex the foot. Option with our eye gaze, gazing towards the floor. Option to extend that right hand up towards the sky. Maybe take your gaze up towards that right thumb. So finding that balance. Maybe you can come on the finger pads of the left hand. Maybe play with releasing that left hand off the floor. Nice, now the right hand will come to the floor. We close the right toes to the earth. Scissor action with the hips. Stay right here. Or we find that twisting half moon. So option to start with the left hand on the left hip, or extend that left hand up towards the sky. Finding our balance, softening that left knee. One more breath here. On an exhale, we take the left hand to the floor, point through the right toes and lift that right leg. Play your edge. Crown of the head towards the floor. Our version of the standing split. And finding our Shiva squats. So that right knee is going to come behind the left knee, round that back body, then we extend. 3 more, moving with our breath. Right knee behind left, and we lengthen. Last 2, we're squeezing, we're rounding, and extending. Last one here, right knee behind the left. Just allow that right knee to trace down the back of the calf. And you will take that left foot outside the right knee. Find those sits bones. Right hand up. Take the elbow, nice, outside the knee, and we twist. We breathe in, we lengthen, and we twist on the exhale. Inhale, find that length in the spine. We're twisting from the lower abs on that exhalation. One more here. Breathe in, and we twist. We'll take a counter twist in the opposite direction. Come back to neutral. Unwrap those legs, and we'll just work our way into our first child's pose this morning. So knees spread wide, big toes touch, hips are heavy. Let's extend those arms. Take a slight bend in those elbows. Lick your lips. Take a big breath in. And just let it go. Finding that breath in the back body. Our equal inhalation and exhalation. 2 more breaths here. Please take one more inhale. Let's let it go. We'll find our way onto our elbows. Take the soles of your palms together, and you can lift your prayer up and over the back of your head. Melt the heart a little deeper, finding that breath. And we'll lower our hands to the mat. We'll pass through on our hands and knees, toes tuck under. Let's lift those sits bones, finding our downward dog. Shake out that head. On an inhalation, we'll lift that right leg high. Step it forward into warrior 2 again. Inhale up and over. So we'll straighten that right leg, spin the toes in. So we have those legs, our legs distance apart with our feet. Full breath in, and let's melt forward. Take your time. Spread the toes, fingers in line with your toes. Halfway lift, navel is engaged. Now take the crown of the head towards the floor. Beautiful. So soften those knees. Allow the body to relax. As you breath by breath, take a little more weight into the balls of the feet, firing those hamstrings. 2 more breaths. Let's take one more inhalation. We'll let it go. We find that halfway lift. Take your hands on your hips and inhale, come all the way up. Take those heels in. We drop our hips and we'll take our hands on our thighs. So maybe wiggle those feet out a little further apart, tracking the knees over the ankles. We'll take that right shoulder towards the left knee. We'll come back to center. Staying on this side, reaching back to home base. 2 more. Right shoulder towards left knee, back to center. Beautiful, last one here. We're reaching back to center, changing sides. Left shoulder, right knee. 3 more. We're reaching, expanding, coming back to home base. Last 2. We'll take 1 more here. Reaching back to center. Let's just straighten our legs for a breath here. And we'll find our way back into that goddess posture. So we'll cactus those hands out to the side, finding our balance here. So we lift that right heel, pulsing. Tall spine, opening up those elbows. Fingers are expanded. Now right heel down, left heel lifts, and we pulse. 3, 2, 1. Keep the left heel lifted. Let's add that right heel. Find that balance. 3, 2, on 1. Heels down. Let's take the hands alongside the thighs. Lift those legs. Heel toe those feet together. Samastitihi. Pause and breathe here. Relax the face. We'll flutter the eyelids open. Releasing the hands alongside the body. So opening up the tops of the feet, toes come towards the floor. We'll find some ankle twists here. So really rolling over the toes. So 4 or 5 revolutions in one direction. We'll change direction. And let's change sides. So right foot roots, you're on the ball of, you're on top of the toes and just rolling that ankle open. Giving our feet a little love. We shove them in the shoes all day. So just opening up that fascia. Finish that last revolution here. Now we'll bring our feet together, big toes touching, hands on our knees, and let's just open up those knees. 4 or 5 revolutions in one direction. And we'll change direction. And coming to a standing position, give yourself hips distance apart. Let's just rock those hips open. And we'll change direction. Bill's favorite, we interlace our hands and open up the wrists. Look at him go. We'll change direction. Let's just shake out that energy. And 1 more. Let's just find some slow head revolutions here. Maybe close your eyes. Slight bend in those knees. See if you can find the widest circle you can with your head. And we'll change direction here. Our shoulders are soft. Nice, 2 more revolutions here. We'll finish that last revolution. Open up your eyes, heel toe those feet together. And we'll find coming into our balancing postures here. So we'll take that right knee up towards the sky, lift the right knee, interlace the hands below the knee, or we'll reach for the big toe and extend that right leg out in front of you. So hanging onto the toe or the knee, we'll take it open to the side and maybe extend that opposite hand. Finding that breath, heart is lifted, eyes steady, focusing just on one non-moving spot. Now we'll take that leg back to center and we'll switch that left hand outside the outer edge of the knee or that foot. Right hand behind you, And maybe start shifting that gaze towards that right hand. Find that breath. Can you find the thumb in your vision? We'll slowly come back to center. We'll keep the leg where it is. Reach the arms up overhead. Use that core. Pulsing 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we'll bend that knee into Virabhadrasana 3. So we warmed up our core earlier today. We're extending those arms like we did in lightning pose, reaching forward, extending through those right toes. Try to level off those hips. One more breath here. And slowly lower that right leg down. We can bring our prayer to our heart center. Nice, shake it out. We'll come to the other side. So starting with lifting that left knee, finding the hand on the knee or the left big toe. So finding that balance, again, looking straight ahead, extending the heel forward, or just hanging onto that knee, and we'll take that leg to the side or the knee to the side. Maybe extend that right hand. Lifting through the heart, find that upward dog, navel in and up towards your spine. Beautiful. One more breath here. Now we'll take that leg or knee back to center. Take the opposite hand outside the knee or the outer edge of the foot. You can keep that left hand on the hip. Once you find the balance, see if you can extend the hand behind you, and you'll begin to shift the gaze toward the side and maybe to the back to find that thumb. Find that breath. Coming back to center. That eye gaze, your drishti, is straight ahead. You'll extend the arms up overhead. Keep the leg where it is. Pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we take a bend in that knee. Virabhadrasana 3. So that left leg behind you, the arms are reaching forward like we're reaching for that ball. Hips are level. Point through the toes, stretch the body apart for 3, for 2, and on 1. Left leg lowers. We'll take our hands to our heart center. Beautiful work. Let's wipe that slate clean. Full inhale. We melt forward. Uttanasana. We find that halfway lift. With control, step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. So let's take our knees to the floor. We'll cross our ankles and roll onto our back body. Squeezing those knees into our chest. Rock the head side to side. Let's take the right knee on top of the left. So eagle legs, we're not doing eagle with Becky, but just eagle legs. We'll take our hands on our ankles and just squeeze those knees into your chest. And we'll come back to center. Take opposite knee on top, left knee on top of right, hanging onto your calves or ankles. You hug those knees in, feeling the stretch in the outer hips. What happens when you flex your feet? Where do you feel the posture? Nice, we'll unwrap our legs, setting up for our bridge. So our palms turn up towards the sky. Allow the body to soften. Let's root the feet, lift the hips. Finding our first bridge this morning. Hands can interlace behind the back body. Relax the face, the jaw. Find that breath. And we'll press the balls of our feet into the mat and lift those heels. From here, keep your hip points where they are and just allow those hips to fall to the floor. And we'll slowly unwind that spine. Take your time. Allow those knees to kiss. We'll take our hands on our heart, finding that connection with our breath as we find our way into bridge number 2. We'll make this a rolling bridge just to add a little more movement into our practice. So synchronizing the hands and the feet. So we lift our hands as we lift our hip points. The back of the hands come to the floor, and then slowly take your time, vertebra by vertebra, to the floor, palms hit the mat. 3 more. We breathe in, finding a little more length, maybe a little more lift. Exhale, ride that breath all the way down. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, we lower. Last one here. We lift, we open, expand. Slowly let it all the way down. Our knees kiss. Maybe open up those feet a little further on the sides of the mat. Let's take our hands on our belly. Lick your lips. Relax your face. So we have one more bridge. I'll go into full wheel this morning. You can stick with either of those versions or take a modified practice with your bridge, or take your hands underneath your shoulders. Setting up for full Urdhva Dhanurasana, we come to the crown of our head, elbows hug in, rooting the hands and the feet into the floor. As you open up that back body, you can walk your feet a little closer, press your chest to the back of the mat, find that breath straightening through the arms, maybe come onto the balls of the feet. 3 more breaths. Last 2. And on 1, slowly unwind the spine. Take your time. And we'll open up our knees, soles of our feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. So a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart. Slow down that breath. Face is soft, our breath is steady. We'll take our hands outside our knees, zip those knees together. We'll take our shins parallel to the floor, interlace our hands behind our head, open up those elbows, and let's just find our bicycle. So we'll take a slow bicycle to start. Taking your time, really reaching outside the knees, moving from our core. An option to straighten those legs. Twisting. Got 30 more seconds here. Maybe adding a little more speed. Using that core. Last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, we hug those knees into our chest, and we'll rock backwards and forwards. So warming up that back body, giving it a massage as we cross our ankles and find our way into our downward dog. Always an option for a vinyasa. And from downward dog, we'll extend that right leg up towards the sky into our pigeon. Right knee, right thumb, left leg extends, untuck the toes, and settle in. Forehead to the tops of to the back of the hands. Slow down that breath. Feeling those left toenails. Noticing if you're hanging out into that right hip. See if you can Point that left hip point closer to the mat. Leveling off the body, finding different openings. One more breath in. We'll exhale the air out. On an inhale, lift the heart. We'll walk our hands back towards the center of our body. Option here to bend that left knee or take the left hand behind to the top of the foot as we draw that heel in. So our chest is towards the top of the mat. You can stay here. Maybe extend that right hand in front of you. Find that breath. With control, we'll release that left foot, tuck the toes under, step through downward dog. Option to take a vinyasa, or just meet us in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Now the left leg lifts. We find our pigeon on this side, left knee, left thumb. Right leg extends behind you, untuck the toes as you settle in. So encouraging you, inviting you to mix it up. You always fold forward. Maybe try a brick under your forehead. Getting out of the routines. Changing the pathways, allowing the body to find openings in different ways. Inviting that right hip point to come a little closer to the mat, taking the weight out of the left hip, and sending the breath to where you feel the openings. Let's take 2 more breaths here. We'll take 1 more inhale. Let's let that go. On an in-breath, we lift our hearts. We walk our hands back towards the center of the body. Stay here, or bend that right knee. Reach the right hand behind the top of the foot as we draw that heel in. Chest is towards the front of the mat. You can extend that left hand. Mermaid's always an option. Interlacing or finding the finger pads. Heart is lifted. And with control, let's release that right foot. We'll take weight into that left hip now and extend those legs out in front of us. So moving that extra flesh. We'll take a bend in that right knee. Sits bones are rooted. Left foot is flexed. We'll take that left hand high, take it outside that right knee as we twist. We breathe in and we twist. For those of you that want to work on the bind, take that left hand underneath the right knee. You can find that bind and maybe extend that right leg up towards the sky. Or just stay where you are, finding that breath. 1 more lift and twist. And we'll come back to center. And we'll take that right foot into the inner left thigh. Finding that tree version on the floor. We'll extend the arms. Breathe in, lengthen, and extend. Finding that forward fold. Navel is coming over that left thigh. Finding that gentle twist. Bend the left knee as much as you need to. Surrender, unhinge the jaw, relax the root of the tongue, the cheekbones. 1 more breath here. We'll let that go. Inhale, we lift the heart. Nice. Now extend that right leg. We'll shake it out. This time the left knee bends, right foot flexes, find those sits bones, extend the right hand. Elbow outside the left knee as we twist. We breathe in and we twist. Inhale and twist. Option to take a bind with this right hand. Or maybe play with just extending that left leg up towards the sky. One more lift and twist. We'll come back to center and take that left foot in the inner right thigh. So pressing the foot and thigh against one another, sits bones lift, extend the arms up overhead. Take a slight twist to the right as you lengthen over that right leg. Chin is reaching forward. We're rounding that back body. Softening. Letting go. One more breath here. Complete that exhalation. Inhale, we'll come back to center. And we'll open both legs up into our straddle position. Find that internal rotation, tall spine, and we'll walk our hands forward. So you can stay on your finger pads, maybe finding your forearms, maybe even bringing that chest to the floor. Bending those knees as much as you need to. Ringo's seeing something. So come on up and we'll twist, taking both hands outside that right leg and just lengthening over that right leg again. Peace fingers around that big toe and take the left hand up and over. Opening up the intercostal muscles on that left side of the body, the muscles between the ribs. Feeling that expansion with each inhalation. And let's walk to the other side. Take your time. Take both hands outside that left leg. Now peace fingers around the left big toe, elbow towards the floor, stay here, or take the arm up and over. Feel that stretch. Opening up the ribs, the muscles on the right side of the body. Beautiful, let's release. We'll take one more forward fold. We'll walk those hands back to center. Take your hands outside the legs. Scoop those legs together. And let's extend those arms forward as we slowly come onto our back body. Like that. Then we'll hug those knees into our chest. And cactusing those hands out to the side, let's take the knees to the right. Gazing over that opposite shoulder. Knees back to center. Taking them in the opposite direction. Soft gaze over the right shoulder. We'll hug those knees back into center. Wrap your arms around the shins and draw the forehead to the knees. Shoulders draw away from your ears. As we invite the head and shoulders back to the floor, we'll find our happy baby. Hands outside the outside of our feet. Gently rock side to side. And maybe invite a straddle with your legs. We'll draw those knees and ankles in towards one another. We'll take the feet flat on the floor, extend those legs as we settle into our Shavasana. So palms up towards the sky. Let the body be soft. Let go of any control of your breath as you settle in. Add some finger and movements to your fingers and toes. Extend the arms up overhead. Beautiful stretch in. On an exhale, hug those knees back into your chest. As we slowly find our way to either side of the mat, just pause here. Feeling the breath in the body. We come up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes soft or closed. Rooting through the sits bones, opening up the collarbones, and bringing your hands to your heart center. So just taking a moment here to whisper some gratitude into that heart space, acknowledging your practice, and being thankful for all that we have in our lives. So closing class off with one beautiful Om. We sip in that inhale. Om. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you for a beautiful practice this morning. Make it a great day, and namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Really appreciate you showing up, and we hope to see you next week. Thanks, everyone.